Hi guys, this might be a bit of a rambling video in that I might chat a bit in it. It's in response to some discussions I've been having in the comments on various videos about toy grade radio control, and I was going through my stock, as I like to call it, my junk box, and found this. And I remember making it. It was a kit, a very simple kit, and it is radio controlled, but it's very basic. It is four-wheel drive, but it doesn't have any steering. It's got little wheels on the side here, and I understand, well, all the videos I've seen are in Japan, but the cars just go forwards and backwards, but they're in a slotted racetrack. So to get around the corners, they just hit the walls, and these guide them around the walls. So they go around that way, so they don't need steering. So the radio control is just forwards and backwards. I think something's rubbing in there a bit because it sometimes doesn't start. Yeah. Seems a bit intermittent. Anyway, what I thought I would do, for the benefit of those people who didn't watch the original build video, is I'll take it apart. It's been designed so you don't need any soldering skills or anything. It is all just clipped together. Even the on-off switch is very basic. It's just a couple of metal plates that get pushed together when you slide that from the off position to the on position. So if I slide it back to the off position, that's off. Push it that way, and it pushes a metal plate to make contact with the batteries. To get it apart, push that little lever in. That should free it up from that end. Come on. Yeah. It lifts off that end. It's quite a nice looking little car. Right. The radio control module is that blue bit, which we'll look at in a second. The on-off switch, as I say, it's this thing that you slide around there, and there's just a metal plate that makes contact with the end of the batteries. So while that's out of the way, there's no contact between those two cells. And when you slide it the other way, it's making contact between the negative of that one and the positive of that one. Up at this end, there's metal plates. If you don't have the radio control in place, the metal plates make direct contact with the plates that go to the battery. When you insert that radio control module, it pushes the plates apart, and when no button is pressed, no current goes through. When the forwards button is pressed, the current goes through in one direction, and when the reverse button is pressed, it actually swaps it over. So you get forwards and reverse. So if I just pop that out, and as soon as I let it go without the radio control in place, the metal plates make contact, and away it goes. So if I can just push the plates apart. There we go. So I'm pushing the plates apart so they're not making contact. As soon as I move that out of the way, there we go. So very simple and can be used without radio control, or you put that in. And a few bits flew away. They're the bits that stop this popping out of place. So metal plate there, goes down and round, and I think that's making contact with the case of the motor. And that metal plate goes down and round and probably makes contact with one of the contacts on the motor. Does that all pop apart? I don't think there's any screws involved anywhere other than those two on the back that just hold that back rail in place. Unless they hold, they might hold the top of that plate in. If I just pop this one out, come on. There we go. Right, that one and the one that shot off over there when I took it apart just help to align these. Oh, well, you can actually see this as it all falls apart. That's how they would align in there. A little bit more accurately because the bits of plastic hold it in place. Right, that does look like that might actually hold that on and the top of the motor plate, possibly. No, I don't think it does hold the motor plate in place, but we'll take it off anyway. Yes, it looks like it's clipped in place. Yep, there we go, that's coming off. There we go. So, motor, pinion gear, intermediate gear, going on to the back axle. Take that one out of the way so we can see. So that's driving the back axle. We've got crown gear there, driving that gear, which comes up the front and will be driving the front. I suppose we could pop that out. So yeah, that drives the front axle. And you can also see that metal plate, which when we push that around, makes contact there. So all done so you don't need any soldering iron. And then at the front end here, that metal plate comes around there, over there, and it does make contact with one side of the motor, and that one goes down and makes contact with the other side. There we go. So that one makes contact with that side, and that one makes contact with that side. And I think that's all we need to see. Cool. So you've even got a little air scoop under there to direct air up to the motor. How sweet. Oh, and the battery clamp just clips in place. I'll put a link in the video description to the original build if I can find it. I suppose we could have a little look in there. I do like the idea of this. Very simple. Oh, Ariel just fell on the floor. I'll do a close-up of the chip just so we can see what it is. But I expect it will be an RX2 or a variant thereof. And then it appears we got 1, 2, 3, 4 transistors for the H bridge, which will, let's just assume that's the side that the battery connects to. And then the H bridge there will put power out on this side, either one way or the other way. Do you want forwards or backwards? So I'll do a close-up of that chip. Yeah, there we are, RX2 CS. I suppose while we're at it, we ought to have a look in the transmitter. So 9-volt battery. .49 megahertz. Yep. TX2BS YW7ELK, whatever. One final little thing, the on-off switch on this transmitter is just this bit of plastic, which goes in that way, I think. Yes. When you push it down, it's just pushing that metal plate away from that battery contact. So down is off, as simple as that. It's just pushing the plate away. Let me get that back on before it springs out on me. Push it away, and it's pushing the plate away from the end of the battery. Lift it up, and it's allowing the plate to touch the end of the battery. I don't know if we can see that. Yeah, we can see it there. It's that simple. Yeah, lots of very simple manufacturing features there. So you don't need soldering iron and all sorts. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment so I know how I'm doing. And somewhere up here there'll be some links to related playlists. Thanks again.